Exciting broadcast of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. The fans are making noise at Quicken Loans Arena here in Cleveland for their Cavaliers. So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. Thomas is the point with Bradley into his side. Jared Sullinger is out there with Johnson. And it's Crowder in it, the 3 spot.
Plain one-hand flush. I love it.
Clark, I think he got a few more inches on his vertical by going with the spike.
Yeah, the one hand lets you get up higher.
No doubt about it. At least it looks like that from this angle.
And here is Irving. After Isaiah Thomas made that last 3-pointer. The Boston Celtics figured to be near the bottom of the league last year. In many ways, they outperformed a lot of people's expectations.
And by no means were they a contender at any point, but they very well could be ahead of themselves in terms of the rebuilding process.
The drive by James. Johnson with the block. They get it back. But they get it back. James kicks to Smith. They shoot again. No good. Good D by Johnson.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Bradley.
And with the Celtics being a surprise threat near the end of last season, even their losses were close games.
Here's James. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Thomas kicks to Crowder. LeBron with the block. Crowder with the steal. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Oh, and the jam by Johnson.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Now here's Love. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line.
To back up your point about the Celtics being in close games, I mean, their point differential on the year was less than where you would expect it to be for a team that made the playoffs. I mean, it really gives you an idea of how many close games they played. I didn't expect that result when he stepped up there. I'll bet he didn't either, as good a foul shooter as he is.
Sullinger the screen. And Thomas, here we go. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
You know, that's hard to explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. James, the pass to Love. Again, Love missing. The Celtics with the lead. Throws it up high. Stolen by Thompson. Irving drives in. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
This is why I love his game. You really have to admire his tenacity.
Now here's Thomas. Here's Johnson. And it is flushed down with a nice jam. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth. And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. Shumpert is checked in for Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. And now the first timeout called here for Boston.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
2 shots.
Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they were bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
4 on the clock. It's stolen by Iman Shumpert. And the shot is good. And, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Cleveland.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end. And those mid-season trades for the Cavs really turned things around. Mozgov came in, J.R. Smith and Shumpert secured that 2 spot, gave this team an incredible edge defensively.
And James gets it to go. James has got 5 points so far.
That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Here's Dellavedova. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Guys, you know, you're not going to hit that shot too often. That's high risk.
Outside Thomas. It's Olynyk atop the key. It's Sullinger.
Big time finish. Emphatic.
He hangs on the rim, too, just for good measure.
Yeah, but guys, nothing wrong with a little bit of showboating every now and then.
And that does it for the first quarter. Cavaliers on top, up by 4. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And from what we've seen from the Cavaliers, what do you guys see?
I just think that from an intensity standpoint, their defense has really been the key. It's been the catalyst as they've been able to disrupt their opponent's offense.
Absolutely. I mean, they've been much more intense defensively. And their defense not only has been intense, but it's been swarming and saran wrap-like.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Jay Crowder out there with Amir Johnson. And it's Sullinger in at the 5, roaming the paint. Bradley dishes to Thomas. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
And you're going to take as many of those high percentage shots as you can get.
Irving from long range. Another miss by Irving. Just his first attempt. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Left side, Thomas. Back to Bradley. 5 to shoot. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. The Cavaliers leading. It was a tough battle down the stretch, but the Celtics were able to get back into the playoffs last year.
And kind of just hovering around all season, but give them credit. They fought their way in and spent only 1 year out of the postseason in their rebuild. And that put back about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
Crowder kicks to Johnson. No one near him. And the shot's good from Crowder.
And, you know, for the Celtics, the actual playoff series didn't go well. They got swept by the Cavaliers, but most people will remember the injuries from the series more than the play, and the Celtics have a bright future, no doubt. Well, it's just been one of those kind of games for them.
And Thomas, here we go. That misses, had a chance to tie it there. For Cleveland, they've gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. In the corner, Smith with it. There's the triple. That ball, great assist by Love. Smith's got 5.
Well, listen, it was a forgettable series for Celtics fans. However, the Celtics' young core were able to experience postseason basketball. That's something that you can really never replicate. I'm sure they'll be hungry for more of it, and credit Brad Stevens on a terrific job.
Jacks up a 3. Smith missing again. Celtics trail by 5.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Irving. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Mozgov, he's checked in for Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. LeBron's checked in for Shumpert. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for J.R. Smith. Turner's checked in for Thomas. Bradley passes to Johnson.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Olynyk, he's checked in for Jared Sullinger. And Smart subbed in for Avery Bradley. Cavs were one of the top teams in the East last year, and it was in large part to how strong they were at home.
What, did they shoot it well from beyond the arc at home, Kevin? I mean, top 3 in the league in terms of three-point shooting. It does help to have LeBron, doesn't it?
It does, and that is a factor. The drive by James. Some solid defense from Johnson. And James throws it down home.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatics.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
Yeah, but hey. He's an athlete, and I can't fault him for that one, although if he missed it, I might have.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And Turner kicks to Smart. Out to Turner. Tries a 3. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And really, how about the quick release on that triple there, because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
Right on target you are, Greg. I mean, the quick release is what made the difference there. Any hesitation, and that shot is being blocked.
With 1 on the clock. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Cavaliers lead by 4. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out away here in the third. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
He was just like a jitterbug out there. I mean, disrupting passes, getting his hands on a lot of balls, forcing turnovers and steals. Just a solid job all the way around.
Like to watch him play like that. Makes the game so much more interesting.
Yeah, it looked a little bit like Greg Anthony in the day. A jitterbug or maybe a gnat with the kind of nuisance he's been as far as defending. Excellent work at that end of the floor pass.
And Kevin Clark's the only guy I know that can call you a gnat and mean it as a compliment.
And make you feel good about it. Yeah,
I appreciate that, Clark.
It's good, Clark. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
It's as if he can get to the rim any time he wants. And in that first half, he wanted to quite a bit.
And that's where his points were coming from. I mean, the defense has to do a much better job of challenging him at the rim.
Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. And it's Thompson in at the 5. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
And what a gutty play. I mean, muscles his way to the rebound and then just pounds it home for the putback.
Well said, G.A. The battle on the boards, Clark, could go a long way toward deciding this game.
You know, and if that play is any indication, that's a battle they're willing to put every ounce of their energy into winning.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. Here's LeBron. It's stolen by Sullinger. Here's Johnson. And a foul on the shot. They'll go to the stripe for 2. That one on Love. Celtics have shot just one free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game. And he can't get the first one. Last season, the Celtics had a solid 19-22 road record, Clark. Not the 500 mark most teams want, but a very good effort from a young team, and no one really expected that.
Yeah, and you think about this team that's still growing and has a lot of youth. I mean, that kind of road record, very impressive. Their fans should be feeling pretty good about what the future holds with this group.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Thomas dishes to Johnson. Irving kicks to Smith. No good with the triple.
And thinking back on the Celtics, on the road, their away record doesn't tell the whole story. They won their last 7 road games in that tremendous playoff push.
Well, they won't be down for long if they can get some more early offense just like that.
And Clark, the best way to get that early offense is with steals that allows you to get out in transition.
Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. A different look now for Cleveland. Iman Shumpert has come in for James. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. Zeller, he's checked in for Boston. Jerebko comes in for Crowder.
Another away from home note for the Celtics. They were 7-1 in road games against the rest of their division. Their road play was the driving factor as to why they made the playoffs.
And that one's good, Shumpert.
Great hustle to turn the block shot into a fast break hoop. That's a big time play.
And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Yeah, and that was important. Probably would have been a quick 2 points if he doesn't get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
Channing Frye's checked in for Tristan Thompson. The Celtics also changing it up. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Sullinger. And Turner's subbed in for Zeller. Now a timeout called by Boston. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And it's strange to think that early last year, all the talk in the media was about the in-house fighting on the Cavs. It goes to show just how much better things are for a team when they're winning.
Well, as rough as the Cavs might have started the season, Clark, they were all at peace near the end. Things turned around certainly after the All-Star break. Had their amazing playoff run, great momentum, and that confidence showed every game they played.
Really did, and I thought the big three found a way to come together nicely and smooth out the rough spots, and James, Irvin, and Love ended up being the highest scoring trio in the league last year.
Jared Sullinger's check in for your red coat. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. The Celtics really seemed to get better as last season wore on, too. GA finished the year looking very dangerous.
Yeah, Kevin, with the Celtics, they were dynamite after the All-Star break. Had the second-best record in the Eastern Conference post-All-Star.
That free throw good from Sullinger.
Oh, my gosh, I just got that.
You know, one of the big things for the Celtics after the All-Star break was they played smarter. I mean, they went from the middle of the pack in terms of turnovers to a team that rarely made mistakes.
Amir Johnson's checked in for the Celtics. The free throw's good from Sullinger.
Yeah, that's a good point about the Celtics and their turnovers. Last year, after the All-Star break, they were 4th in the league in limiting their mistakes. They played well beyond their years down the stretch.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Shot's good by Turner. Cleveland leading by 3. Here's Shumpert. It's tipped. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Johnson's got the ball. Smith with it. Now guarded by Bradley. Smith, no good.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much. You know, he just hasn't looked right to me, a bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, or at least as I look at it.
Good.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Thomas kicks to Bradley. Back to Thomas. Nice ball movement by Boston. And stolen by Fry. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Good on that shot, and with that, the Cavalier lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Thomas. The Cavaliers have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. It's stolen by Bradley. Ahead. That's good from Thomas on the assist by Bradley. 9 points for Isaiah Thomas.
Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
And now just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Outstanding play in the open court.
Love goes in. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Cavaliers leading. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the floor for Boston. Thomas is the point with Bradley into his side. Amir Johnson is out there with Jay Crowder. And it's Sullinger in the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Thompson. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
So it's the Celtics now, trailing by 4. Kicks it to Sullinger. He dishes it to Johnson. And a clear foul there as he shot the triple. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws. That one on Mozgov.
Yeah, there was definitely some contact there on the three-point attempt.
You have to avoid fouls like that. As a defender, challenge the three-point shooter, but run by him, not into him.
The Celtics making a switch here. Smart's checked in. Good on the second free throw.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
Only down 2 now, but that miss might come back to haunt you. If they don't get a stop, it's back to a 2-possession game.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Good on the shot.
That's what this team needs right now. Solid scoring chances.
Down low. Thompson.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Well, he's an undersized center, but he more than makes up for it with some serious leaping ability.
Picked by Mozgov. Pass to Dellavedova. Dishes it to Mozgov. And taken away by Johnson. Here's Smart. And Thompson sends it back. Denial. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. Rozier, he's checked in for Boston. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. The feet to Sullinger. Johnson right side. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Irving. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. And it's 7 points for Kyrie Irving. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Cleveland.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
And guys, the thing that jumps out at me is their block shots. I mean, they're playing up on the shooters tightly, and then they're sending them packing. I mean, putting those shots in reverse, all in a clear, good day's work.
Hunter's checked in for Young. Thompson no good on the free throw. It's taken away by Smith. Irving passes to Love. Off target from outside. Celtics trail by 6. Here's Hunter. Cavaliers with the rebound. Love's got 3 rebounds now. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I tell you what, that is the crowd pleaser of all crowd pleasers.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
And really just trying to take the wind out of their sails here, I think. You know, they're on the wrong end of a run and need to just kind of exhale.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to stop the bleeding. Things were starting to spiral completely out of control, and I think a timeout was a no-brainer there.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hey, guys. Well, Brad Stevens had some advice for the team over that last break. He loved the work they were doing on the interior, saying, listen, they've got no answer for us inside, and we're not going to let them off the hook now. Keep pounding it down low.
That's good.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Timeout called Cleveland. They're up by 8. 1:32 left to play in the final quarter. Smith dishes to Irving. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. And taken away by Johnson. Here's Bradley. That's in there. Johnson with the assist.
And that steal paid instant dividends.
No wasted time or motion getting out on that fast break.
Crowder with the steal.
Well, the clock. Oh, man, what a turnaround. Sensational play on D, and then the rapid-fire run to the basket.
Craig, they didn't wait around, did they? They went right for the throat.
Guys, this is crunch time now. When you got a chance to capitalize on the turnover, you got to take it and make it.
They double him with Love. Out of bounds, Celtics ball as Boston keeps possession.
3 points, Dragons.
Here's Thomas. There's the dish to Johnson. To the middle. Stolen by Thompson. Tipped away. Stolen by Thomas. Johnson kicks to Bradley. No good from outside. Guys, you've got to think a basket here would seal.
No question about it. That will be all she wrote.
Smith, no luck. Now a timeout called by Boston. They're behind by 7. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. What's your take, guys?
Yeah, they can game plan all they want, but unless they can put more time on the clock, I think this bad boy's over.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they hope to get accomplished with this timeout here.
Son, why you cry so much, man? What the fuck you crying like a little girl for, man? The whole game. You's a grown, what? You sound like a little fucking pussy, man. You crying. This a game. This a game, man. You crying like a bitch. Bro, shut the fuck up, son. You crying ass nigga, man. You's a crybaby. You's a crybaby. Stop crying. It's a game, man. You still a damn crybaby.
And it'll take divine intervention for them now to get back in.
And even
nigga, I had your ass. I still could whoop your ass. You almost got your ass whooped just now. Cuz, what we playing, cuz?
Here's Thomas.
Where the fuck I'm gonna whoop your ass? Hey.
Now Shumpert running. He can go all the way.
Well, stop crying like a bitch, nigga. Stay off the mic. Stay off the mic. Stay off the mic, crying like a bitch. Oh, you a crybaby, nigga. Beat the brakes off you, punk ass nigga.
And guys, how about the awareness there with that finish in traffic?
We see the Cavaliers get the win here. Some good
Right,
moments
baby.
throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, and I thought good execution really played a big part throughout.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.